Go ahead, Alice.
Good thing you know somebody who hoards triple and double A batteries, all the sizes of batteries.
There's 7 things about Alice Shattuck that's worth marrying her.
I feel like the list keeps getting longer.
She's good in the sack. She's pretty. She hoards batteries. She does deviled eggs. I think
she overdoes Thanksgiving and buys way too much food, but
that's not a good thing. No, that's it, right? Deviled eggs. That's it, right?
I thought that was a good thing.
No. The fact that I did a total charcuterie, and then she did 2, and we have 8. Everything I bought yesterday, she bought again. Of course, but that's Alice on a Thanksgiving. That's what you have to expect. That's her. There are worse things.
I thought that was a plus.
You buying twice as many. We have to now eat twice as many weirdly cute potatoes boiled. We do never eat anyway. Jesus.
I like to put them in the pan to absorb the drippings and stuff.
Okay, fine. That's fine. That's fine. You look good though. Hi.
Happy Thanksgiving. It's been a long day. Can you rate all my dishes?
You weren't great this year, I don't think.
I wasn't great?
I don't think you got great ratings.
What?
Your green bean thing. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing full from scratch things?
How is my green bean casserole out of 10?
1.
What?
Green bean casserole that's white trash casserole with cream and mushroom soup and processed green beans is the way to go. It's better than the real thing. Your
mushrooms
thing was,
and cream cheese.
Your thing was the real thing.
It was in an cast iron skillet. It was beautiful.
Oh,
it was cooked in bacon with little crushed up bacon on top.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Well, okay. Nobody.
How was my turkey?
I mean, I don't know if I had any. I think it was fine. Turkey was good.
How was my cranberry sauce?
Another thing that takes up a whole nother pan, a whole nother part of the stove. Not necessary. All you have to do is get this crap in the can. There's a reason why Americans.
I did the crap in the can too.
Yes. It's fine.
How was
my stuff was the winner because it was full of fat and pork and butter, and that's all.
I did a really great job with the thing. How were my garlic cheddar biscuits?
You can ask somebody else. I was not in the mood for anything, a spongy thing. They got good reviews from the people, so I guess good. I don't want to dish your thing.
How was my pumpkin pie?
I didn't have any. I'm sure it was good. But the thing is, Alice, we don't have to recruit new farm hands, put them into basic training, teach them how to use guns, teach them how to march, teach them how to fire, teach them how to live on the field. We have progressed. You don't have to just get some of the crap.
I like
Thanksgiving.
Making stuff. It makes me happy to make people yummy food.
The turkey
I
itself is a
lovingly
big
brushed garlic butter onto those biscuits.
Something sexy about that. We're cooking an oversized, impractical, stupid bird. So let that be the major burden. In the rest of the stuff, let's just hack it out.
I did. I made the bird.
I know you did, but
and it came out great.
Okay, so the breaking news is this: is that I went to the new old oak today.
Okay.
And there was
to the brook.
And the brook first.
Oh, both.
We had a Bloody Mary at the brook. Me, my brother, and my neighbor.
Okay.
And then went down to the new old oak. And in historic meeting from Steve from Merrimack.
Yeah.
Showed up there. Washington, that's me. Meeting Lapierre. Who's the Frenchman? Lafayette, yes. Exactly. It was a historic meeting. Let me tell you how this went. And it's so incredible because Steve from Merrimack has been exposed.
What do you mean exposed?
Exposed.
I think he's great.
I think he's great too. But what a liar. What a fraud. He comes in there. Hey, Tom, Steve from Merrimack, whatever. I say hi, and he says hi. And I'm introducing my brother and my neighbor, whatever. Remember, he said that's where people go to die. He knew Old Oak. You would never go there because
Yeah, he said he doesn't like to go to the
right,
New
he's
Oak.
classy. He and his wife make a combined 1.3 mil a year. He said, according. So he goes in there like the freaking mayor of Merrimack. Steve-O, what's up? The moment he gets in there, a standing O for him. Everybody's like wanting to. He has
he's a regular at the New Old Oak.
He's a regular, yes, absolutely, in everywhere in Merrimack. He is the toast of Merrimack.
Oh wow!
And he's like acting like, oh, sorry. And I said I want to take a selfie. And he's like, oh, hold on, give me a sec. He is too cool for school. He is Mr. Merrimack. You would not believe.
Wow.
He's like,
I did notice that. You sent me a picture of you and him because you met him in person.
Right. He did not
Which
want
Tom's
a
the
selfie.
only quote-unquote celebrity that you recognize him in public, and he demands to take a picture of you so that he can send
I'm the only celebrity with a wall full of pictures of people less famous than me. Because I'm crazy.
People who recognized me in public.
Exactly. And then I forced them.
A photo anthology by Tom Shattuck.
Exactly. I forced them to take a picture.
Do you mind? Will you take a picture?
And they're like, I absolutely do not want a picture with you. I do not want, this is not what I want. I mistakenly stumbled onto your podcast once and I moved off it. I don't want a picture. And I'm like, but no, he is the toast of Merrimack. It is absolutely very interesting. He's also got like a $6 million ranch up in Laconia or something. So,
wow.
Yeah. So this is why. So I'm angry at him. It was great to meet him, though. He's a great guy.
Mostly because you wish you had his life.
Yes, I want to be him. Exactly. But he's a great guy, a funny guy. He would totally get along with Steve from Gloucester. And absolutely, totally. And now that's why I'm thinking like we really have to do this thing. Be a Man Guy said he'd be a part of it if we wanted to, like doing it.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know what to do. Like we don't. Holy shit! This is like. All right, so let me tell you one other thing, and that made me angry. Okay, this is not Steve from Merrimack. He's great. We had a couple of drinks. He was awesome. Great guy. Great bar. The whole wait staff, the bartenders were all, except for the woman who I think I may have hit on a month ago. I'm sorry, Alice. She was fine seeing me again, but I think there's a chance that everybody else there hates me. But it's a great bar.
People want to know about your jacket. Is that Steve Bannock's jacket?
Oh yeah. No, this is a jacket. This is a great jacket. This is it must be honest. I think can be honest.
Oh, our product can be trust?
Yeah, this is our product can be trust.
Is it, or is that a different one?
I think this is our product.
That might be one from my work. I feel like
it is. That's our product can be trust.
No, the product can be trust. This product can be trust was before my work.
Oh yeah. So this is this is a great jacket. In a jacket that I lost enough weight to get into. I'm almost out of it again, but this is the one where when everything went south for me and Alice, that I would walk to Newburyport full of nips.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great jacket, and it reminded me of Rambo. I was Rambo.
That's what somebody said in the chat.
Yes, exactly.
Is it Tom rocking the Rambo jacket?
Exactly.
Tommy in New Hampshire said that.
Yeah, no, it's a great jacket. I love it. I love it. And that's
somebody was also asking what my shirt says above Raytheon. I don't even know. I got this at like a career fair like 15 years ago. Can you see what it says?
There's a portal to your future.
There's a portal
on
to
the
your
back.
future on the back of this shirt. Oh, and there's like a QR code that you can scan to go to the Raytheon jobs site.
Where did you get that?
At a jobs fair at Tufts.
Oh, really? Before me?
Yeah. I think when I was with you, but like when I was with you and at Tufts, which was a short window, but yeah.
So my dad used to be the president of, or the CEO of the Smaller Business Association of New England, which is a big lobbying group.
SBAIN. Mm-hmm.
SBAIN, a coalition of small businesses. And they hated Raytheon. And I think Raytheon was doing whatever it could to absorb and crush small business around because they got huge money. They hated Raytheon. My dad hated Raytheon as the enemy for crushing small businesses. And then he left SBAIN and later died. And SBAIN then became like a subsidiary of Raytheon. It was so like ugly.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, Elsa. Do you want to? Do you have your dad's story better than that? I'm sorry.
No.
You probably do.
But no, I mean, in the tradition of like clothing that I own, that's like most of my clothing is either from 5Ks or places that I've worked, or from Goodwill from when I was like in high school. I don't own clothes mostly. So, but yeah, this one's from a career fair. That's where I got this shirt.
All right, so I want to say something. I'm not waving my hands around.
Morgan says your jacket's going to end up in the Smithsonian Fair.
Where I was when I
yeah, where Tom Shattuck was when
during January 6th when I ended up like stopping the insurrection. Can you imagine? So actually, and I'm not trying to something pissed me off the other day, and it was in the Kirk Minihane show. I'm not trying to like be a part of the show, and nobody has to. You don't have to tell him or them that I'm talking about it, but that I think is shitty. And I want to play it right now because it was Mike Mutnansky is a guy. He's a former radio guy, and he got laid off. Like we're all going to get laid off. We're all going away. Bye. It's going to happen. Like, it'll
all
happen
the
to me.
radio is going away, guys.
I am
to be
shocked
the
that
bearer of bad news.
Yes,
but
AM radio anyway is going away quickly, and like I have a job there, and we have a great audience and a great station, and it's actually like a
keep
real
listening as long as it's here, please.
Right.
Please do.
But it's going away, and like I even talked to my GM like a month ago, and he's a great guy too, and I said, like, is this place going to even be here? And he's like, yeah. And I said, did David Field work here? This is for Odyssey. And he was like, I don't know. And like, he's telling me this while he's lowering the lifeboat down for himself. Like he's leaving.
Everything's great. Stay on the Titanic.
And so there
You're
comes
good. They'll come for you on the next trip.
Right. Then there's a time when you know that, okay, the whole thing, but miraculously, my station is still up and running for the time being. My PD calls me. She called me actually a month ago and said, hey, Tom, it's Janine. I just want you to know I'm not firing you. Because that's the first thing she said, because that's what you assume it's going to be. It's like, oh, okay, she's calling me directly.
Radio, yeah.
She's going to hand me the HR. They're going to process me out. I'm going to get a cash card with my benefits. They're going to make it seem like they're doing me a favor. I've been in management doing that, so you know how that happens. But they haven't. And they've been great. And I will never, like, people, like, stick it to their stations when their stations fire them. Like 96.9 WTKK was like, they kind of effed us in a way, saying everything's fine. Boom, boom.
It's great. Your ratings are great. Your show sounds great.
And they shot us in the head. But like WTSC has been like, they've been awesome. They have given me no reason to ever have a problem with them. They don't control what I say. They control what I do. I can be myself. I have so much. But you get it. The business is a business. So whatever.
Well, yeah. I mean, like you worked in newspapers and terrestrial radio.
Yes. And I've had to be an assassin and do horrible things as in management.
It is what it is. It's just the business is not
right. When declining industries, it's not pretty. So, anyway, listening to KMS, Mike Mutnansky is on. He got fired from radio, whatever. He hasn't been doing too much since then, and we talked about it last time. Mm-hmm. He's a guy who had a show, and he's a trained broadcaster. He could do broadcasting all day, hosting all day, doing live auctions all day. He's got broadcasting skills that I don't have. He's got all that stuff, whatever. Mm-hmm. And but he hasn't gotten a job, and he's done his Mutstack, Substack, whatever. But then Kirk said this to him, and I think this is like totally Kirk Minihane, who's a kid from money. His dad was a finance guy. He made a bleep load of money, lived in Winchester on a nice side of town. He's a rich kid. And he said this to Mutt, and I think this is like shitty. And it's just about class differences, and I think it sucks.
Dude, I know you would say that we can do this. You would save the fucking nickel for your kids for college? I think that's a fucking disgrace.
I agree.
I think it makes you a shitty fucking father.
Okay.
What do you want me to say?
Okay, it's
So I
fair.
said he said everything but that. So like what? Like we can be real or not be real.
You're
I think
being
it's
real.
I think it's a fucking disgrace.
You're being
and
real.
You're not working, and you're going to save the fucking nickel for your kids to go to college. And you told me, oh, they shouldn't go to college. I think that's a shitty thing to do. To limit your kids' dreams like that.
I agree.
So then we can do this. I don't give a shit about him. He'll be gone by fucking February anyway. So like it's just like, you know, what do you want me to say? Then we won't joke around at all. When Mutzi
I think that is shit ass and wrong as hell and a terrible
I
thing.
mean, I think it's wrong about college, but I don't think it's directionally wrong about Mutt.
No, I think it's wrong about Mutt. I think it's a shit ass. First of all, you haven't said a nickel for your kids' college?
Okay, so,
So
first of all,
we're-
people who say that you're ignorant about how college financial aid packages work, because unless you are wealthy like Kirk, right? Like, which Kirk's kids are not going to get any need-based financial aid, right?
Right.
Like they're not going to get any poor people money for college. That's just like a fact. They're just
Right.
not. He has too much money. He has too many assets. He has too much income. Like, period, the end. They're not going to get any need-based financial aid. So for Kirk, that makes sense. You should save for your kids' college, whatever. There's 529 accounts that you can put money in to save for your kids' college. So if that's you financially, that's great. But if you know anything about how college financial aid works, especially for top tier colleges, which are the only colleges you should be considering for your kid, right? Like,
Well, if
No,
okay, so you're not talking about trade schools.
no. I'm talking about, I'm saying your kid should either go into a trade and do something real, or go into a career straight out of high school, do something legit, or you should be going to an A+ college for some elite thing, right?
Sure.
Like, you should be going to freaking Harvard or Caltech for engineering,
Right.
or something, Stanford. Like,
Right.
if you're going to one of those schools, if you're going to Princeton for mathematics, then yeah, probably go, right? Like, if you're getting let in for that, then that's great. And the thing is that those elite schools, the way that their financial aid packages work, it's entirely need-based. All the top tier schools, the financial aid packages are need-based. So if you save money, if you're not like Kirk, say you're not a person like Kirk, which is not most people, who you have the money to pay for this, if you save money explicitly for your kids' college education, you're essentially penalized for that, because the college looks at that and they say, great, so you have this account set aside for your kids' college education. That's part of not what you need, as we're doing our need-based calculation.
Right.
Right? They're looking at that and they're saying, sweet, you have $50,000 saved, so if you go here for 4 years, you can spend $12,000 a year, and that, like, we'll take that right off the top of, like, what our need-based scholarship is. And for those top-tier schools, because they have these enormous endowments, most of those scholarships are grants. They're not loans. I went to Tufts for 3 years, and I had some loans, but it was under $30,000 for the 3 years. And it cost $60,000 a year, and my parents did not pay that.
But can I say something else?
Mm-hmm.
Is that this is the freaking lie. This is the problem, the toxicity with this. Kirk's not sending his kids to college in what's not. Kirk's sending his kids to college immediately. So 18-year-old know-nothings are going to go right into university, knowing nothing, eating 60 to 80 grand a year, knowing nothing. Where Mutt has the opportunity to have his kids work for a couple of years, maybe take part-time classes, then go in. The thing is the
Right,
standard
or,
is
like I said,
everybody has to go. I have to go right in. I have to go right into BU, spend 100 grand a year, learn not a goddamn thing other than to be a freaking communist for 2 years, and like everybody can go to college. Every kid can go to college.
Well,
but you just
and-
can't go right now all the time, and that's good to not go right now all the time, because maybe you learn a fucking thing on the outside world, in the real world.
Well, and every elite college now, it has need-blind admissions. So if you are a kid who is going to get into top tier schools, like Tufts, Harvard, MIT, literally any.
Is Tufts up there with those other ones?
It's pretty good.
Is it?
I mean, it's in the top 50. If you're gonna, but that's in the category. I'm talking about not like Kenyon University. No offense to anybody who went to Kenyon. You know,
Do not know what that is.
Union College. Like, I mean, there's a gazillion B schools, right? Like, if your kid is getting admitted to top tier universities, they're going to get the money to go to it.
Right.
It is not going to be a barrier to your kid going to a top tier university that you can't pay for it. It's just not. It's just not. That's ignorant of the reality of like the lay of the land of college financing in 2024. It just is. The not saving for your kid's college is freaking bullshit. Any kid that ought to be in college will be getting into those top schools, and any kid that ought to be in college, they're all need line. They all meet 100% of demonstrated financial need, which means that they will essentially pay for your education.
Yes.
There's no reason. Like, I'm sorry, but unless you're rich, if you're rich, there's probably like tax implication reasons to save for your kid's college and a special account for your kid's college. But if you're like a normal middle class person, there's absolutely zero reason to save for your kids' college. If they belong in college, if they're smart enough to belong into college and belong in college and get into top tier schools, they'll just get into them and they'll get a financial aid package that gets them there. Like, that's just the facts. And I say that as somebody who got a good financial aid package and all those things. That's just the reality. And if your student doesn't belong in top tier schools, then yes, you'll probably pay a bunch of money for them to go to a mediocre college that they don't need, that's not going to help their career in any way whatsoever because they're a mediocre person. Like, no offense, but that's just true. In which case, you shouldn't save for their college anyway because that's a waste also. It's so stupid. And yeah, so that's a bad hit on Mutt. But the reason why I say, and to like circle back kind of to the point, the reason why I say that I feel that it's like directionally correct about Mutt, even though I think the specific critique on college savings accounts is bullshit. I say it's directionally correct because, and not to like personalize it too much, but as a person who's married to a guy in the same dyeing industry as Mutt, like, I am like by proxy enraged by Mutt because I sense the same thing. And like, I mean, I get frustrated by you. You can attest to that. That's true. Like, I get angry because I feel like you don't work as hard as me. I feel like your industry's dead. You don't make a salary that reflects what you could be making if you gave a shit and you tried. And like, what's the word? Not reflect. Like, I project that onto Mutt. Absolutely, I do. That
It's funny you say that because
for over a year. Like, I project my annoyance about like the radio industry in general and having a radio husband that I have at you. Like, I project that onto Mutt because I find it so annoying. Like, how are you still not working? How are you making one Substack post a week and doing a podcast?
You're talking to Mutt.
I'm talking to Mutt.
Yes. No, but it's funny you say that because it's true, and I feel this consternation from you. I feel you're
Morgan
kind of,
says you have Riz though, so there you go.
Thank you, and I'm good in the sack. I mean, because
there
be honest.
You go.
But there is that energy, and I've gotten it since you've been working full time and making more than me. I can feel the energy of like that bitch, like that I am. And I've actually talked to a friend of ours who I went out with tonight who's getting the same thing, and like you feel there's a special resentment when there should be a resentment because you've got a mom and a wife who is having to do the husband's task more and more.
And I'm sorry, you're not a replacement for me with the kids.
I know, totally. And she has projects and things she wants to do with the kids, and a lot of them fall sideways because she doesn't have the time because I'm not making enough money and she has to have a shitty job and like that is a real source of friction in our life.
I can't believe Mutt's wife hasn't murdered him. To be
But with
totally honest. To be unemployed for as long as he has, and to be like going on KMS and being like, well, I'm going to do a YouTube live stream on Thanksgiving.
Well, like, right. But,
I would freaking you not wake up the next morning. But that's the thing.
Like, if I was fired from my job, but the thing is, like, with my job, in my defense, is my job, sure, it's 3 hours a day and it's radio, but it also is incredibly flexible. So I can do stuff for the kids, etc. You know, it's not as if
time-wise flexibility.
It's not as if I'm in there, I'm in the, you know, so it is. But no, that is a real thing. And I feel it, and you feel it, and you're angry at me about it, and I understand it too. No,
so
but
sorry, Mutt, that you get my friggin' friendly fire on what I'm mad at Tom about. But yeah, that's the reality.
Right, and the analysis is giving plasma now, and so that's like another reason for her to be angry at me, because she's giving plasma. So she's doing even more stuff than I'm doing. But I'm not going to give plasma because they'll admit me and put me in the NICU,
won't.
and they'll euthanize me. So
they do not care. Yeah, it's all like drug addicts.
Right. I think I'm still worse off than them. They're going to be like, "What is this? You know, we need blood. We don't need tar. You know, and we don't need vomit. And like, this is my blood." And like, oh, okay. But yeah, so that's the thing. But I hate the idea that people are it is poison. That people like keeping up with the Joneses thing, where yes, absolutely, our kids are going right. Oh yeah, where's she going? Oh, she's going.
The saving for college critique in particular.
She's going right into UMass,
bullshit.
and then she's going to get a stupid fucking degree and not be able to pay it off, and she wants the rest of the taxpayer to pay. Like, I have been around enough for now, really, 40 years, seeing the product of college, and I'm not impressed. For the most part, I'm not impressed. In some ways, I am. But I'm not impressed. Like, there are autodidacts. My brother built a big company and is a brilliant guy without college. Like, you're a brilliant lady with some college. Like, as a matter of fact, nothing that Kirk Minihane took in college made him what he is now. It was despite college, as a matter of fact.
Did Minihane do college?
He did, yeah, in New York. He was somewhere in City College, whatever, in New York. But, like, and he should know it's best. He should know more. That, like, these industries, like, what's he going to send his kid into Connecticut School of Broadcasting and then Columbia to be part of journalism to get into radio? No. It's about meritocracy. You can sneak up and beat these people who got degrees in this stuff. That's how, when I became executive producer of my station, they all hated me because they all went to school for radio. And I was like, Jesus, you don't have to go... Get into the business and work harder than everybody else. Do what you said you're going to do. Be honest. Be happy. Smile. Say please and thank you. Be there on time. And that is better than a master's degree, especially in radio or like media. Just don't be a pain in the ass bitch about stuff. Like, there's so many. When I was even in like, oh man, when I worked at 96.9. FM Talk, when it was an FM Talk station with Jay Severin, it was a big talk station. Me and my host, Michael Graham, worked so hard, and Severin worked hard, Jay Severin, and even Jim Browdy worked hard, and like whatever. But we had, like, every time at noon, me and Michael Graham were trying to find out ideas and story ideas and investigating and stuff. Everybody else, the promotion people and a lot of salespeople, whatever, would slowly migrate over to the Boston Globe, which was next door, and go up to their cafe and eat slowly, and then come back slowly. It's like, nobody has a sense of, like, frantic freaking purpose here. We were never going to do it. Like, we're fucking frantic. Like, but that's how it is. Like, and every one of those people has a college degree. You know?
Oh, yeah. But that's what people want, is they want a job. They want these jobs that they see on TikTok now, the like email jobs that enraged everybody a couple years ago, where, you know, girls with college degrees work it wherever. Facebook and it's some kind of marketing job and they remote work and they sit in the pool and
Right.
clock 3 hours a day and hang out and they get, free lunch in the company cafeteria. And
So this idea, my own relatives are saying you're not going to let your daughter, you're not going to give your daughter college. We may, it depends. But it's not just
Well, no, but the problem is too. So financially, and I want to be clear about this because I think this is really, really important for people to understand. Unless you are independently wealthy and you are going to outright have the money to send your kid to college, which nowadays we're talking about $500,000 for 4 years, right? Like if you're gonna have $500,000 to send your kid to college sitting around, then great. Then put that in a 529 account and save it for your kid's college. If you are not gonna have that type of money sitting around, absolutely don't save for your kid's college. It's counterproductive. There's no point. Do not do it. It gets counted against you for calculating financial aid packages. Forget it. Absolutely forget it. Do not do it. Don't save for your kid's college. I'm a radical on this. I was a school person. I was a 4.5 GPA insane person through my entire high school career. And people have such misconceptions about this. Do not save for your kids' college. It is so stupid.
Here you go, Mott.
It is so stupid. Don't do it. Kirk's wrong about this. I mean, maybe he's not wrong for him and his tax bracket, but he's wrong for everybody else. So just don't do it. And college for your kid, it's going to happen or it's not going to happen. I hate to break it to you, but it is what it is. There's so many options out there, and there's going to be so many more options 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when our kids are grown up, that there's no reason why we should lock them into that path. And I hope, one of my hopes for the Trump administration, because, one of the things I wanted to do with this show, and we kind of got derailed by this whole thing, but that's okay because I like the conversation. But one of my hopes for this conversation is that, with Trump in office and talking about the Department of Education and student loans and all this stuff, that we get away from saying everybody should go to college. Mm-hmm. That we get away from locking everybody into this one path, that no other country on earth does this. No other country on earth says all our kids have to go to college.
No, well, and also just there are dumbasses with degrees everywhere. Everywhere. I remember dealing with this dude from radio who went to what's the place with Orange in New York?
The place with Orange in New York?
Whatever. What's the Orange place in New York? Anyway, it's a big good school in New York in upstate, and it's with Orange, and they all had bad attitudes, and they were stuck up, and what is that? Just because you spend $200,000 on a degree and you're a sucky employee and bitches. Oh, so many times. I hated being in management, but so many times having these newly brewed college kids come out and tell me how they couldn't make it on time. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Julianville's Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse, exactly. I remember this one dude has Syracuse. Everything on his desk was orange Syracuse. And we had a remote one time, and I needed him to be there with me. And he couldn't find a way there. And he's like, oh, sorry, I'm late. I had this. And I said, don't bother showing up. And he's like, what do you mean don't bother? What do you mean? I couldn't find this in my car. And it's like, wow. Syracuse taught you to be a bitch with excuses? It's amazing. The same guy, I told him to fly with me to a destination for politics. And he's like, I locked my keys in my trunk and I can't. That's what Syracuse is? No. I want give me somebody who worked at Mountain Basket for 4 years and was good. That's it. I need a good soldier, not a high-polished, veneer, college-educated,
somebody in Market Basket, speaking of Market Basket, crushed my snowflake dinner rolls that I got yesterday.
That person went to Syracuse also. All right.
I'm so mad.
Chat chat
It's
time?
literally so mad. I guess we should go to the chat. I want to say first though, because can we before we go to the chat? Because I want to say it because, like, I want to talk about what we're thankful for because it's Thanksgiving.
Oh,
what are you
Jesus.
thankful for? What are you thankful for? What are you
I
thankful
don't know. That was a show. What are we thankful for else?
I'm thankful Trump won the election.
It reminds me of like when Tom Finneran was in the morning show when it first started in RKO and he said, "This is a segment we call Things for Which We Are Grateful." Fucking kill me. Things for which we are grateful.
No, but I'm grateful Trump won the election. I'm so grateful Kamala's not going to be the next
president. Are you really
president.
doing this?
I'm really excited. I want to tell you this because I feel strongly about it.
Jesus.
What are you thankful for, Tom?
I'm
not me, obviously.
I'm grateful that you pass out eventually, I think. Yeah. Grateful. Stop it. We're not that show, Alice. Jesus.
Kamala Harris and those people who ran her campaign are completely delusional. They didn't have 180 days to campaign. They had 3.5 years.
I'm sorry for being mean. I don't want you to. I'm not thankful for when you pass out. I'd like you to be up usually. But, I mean, my goodness. You really things that I'm thankful for.
To campaign. And if the gas prices were low, if groceries were affordable, and if there was no issues at the border, Kamala Harris would have beaten Donald Trump. But because all these issues were going on and our guy, Donald Trump, was promising to change things, we all voted for Trump and he won. It's that simple. They had 3.5 years to help us and they didn't help us. And what's going to happen in 2028? If Trump and Vance live up to their expectations, if they live up to the promises, and if they do a good job in lowering prices and making sure the border is safe, then JD Vance is going to win the nomination and be the president in 2028. Now, if Trump and Vance lie to us and they don't do a good job, then the Democrats are going to win because whoever they nominate will obviously win because everybody will be mad at Trump and Vance. So Kamala and the people that she has on her side are completely, completely delusional. They absolutely dropped the ball. And all of us being Republicans are going to benefit from this because we are going to have Trump and eventually Vance running this country. And this is exactly what we needed.
I'm here for the Vance administration. Absolutely. I think the guy is fantastic. I'm into it. It's funny because according to this, hello. According to this, I'm feeding into your mic louder than my own mic. I'm not even sure. Yeah, but Steve, I'm right there with you. I think Vance is like fantastic.
I know, same. And I think it's totally going to be like a Reagan thing where, yeah, like if Trump too is as good as Reagan was, I think Vance, like George H.W. Bush, is going to like ride into office on the strength of that. Right. Don't you?
Totally. Absolutely. And you have many physical flaws, Alice.
Yeah.
And you have 18 kids and all that stuff. But you have how is it possible? You have no cellulite. You have none.
I'm sorry.
I'm not mad.
I apologize.
But I have more cellulite in my right armpit. You have none. You're such a superior.
I'll try harder.
Superior being. It's amazing. It's amazing. How is this possible? Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Steve from Merrimack. Tom.
Hold on, Steve. Who I met in person tonight.
Wow.
Great guy. We're going to have him in the studio. I'm sorry. He's a great guy.
You have to clean the house on that.
Mr. Yeah, I know. So he's not going to be in the studio. Steve-O! All the calls from the new old folk, man. This guy's got a grift going big time that he's not telling us about.
All the talk of 6 Feet Under and Oz and the male-on-male hijinks that were featured in those two shows. I'm shocked you didn't like Oz. I really liked that show. 6 Feet Under, not so much. And 6 Feet Under was on Showtime, not HBO.
Oh, okay.
Oz was on HBO.
Yeah.
But I always loved Oz. I just thought it had interesting storylines.
Hey, Steve, I needed 5 seconds without a man being raped on a pool table. They just needed that. I understand that all those actors are good. We talked about this tonight. And that, like, the guy from Massachusetts who was in Juno is great. I understand that. There's apparently one of my fetishes is not male forcible rape. That's it.
Male-on-male stuff notwithstanding. And they had the great actor Harold Perrineau in the wheelchair.
That's the black guy who narrated. Did you ever see this?
No.
It's good. If you like male rape, watch it. I think they managed to find him and rape him too.
I do. You got
Narrating
my
each
number.
episode as sort of like a Greek chorus. But you should give that show a shot. It was really good.
Pretense Greek chorus. You must love the Greek chorus.
I do love the Greek
Of course you do. Ugh.
Anyway, discussion of both of those shows had me thinking about the Mount Everest of male-on-male butt sex. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Was this movie from the early 90s called American Me, and it's about Latino gangs in prison. It stars Edward James Olmos, and it is unrelenting. That type of action. I dare you to watch 15 minutes of it. I actually went to the movies to see it. Oh my God, it's horrendous. But thank you.
You remember Edward James Olmos from Miami Vice, right?
No.
You don't.
No. Got nothing.
Tom, if you wore a green shirt, you would look like an avocado.
How dare you?
I'm wearing a green shirt now.
I think it's a fat joke. How dare you, good sir? How dare you? My goodness.
Avocado is about to get more expensive.
I know.
Well, no, but the problem is too. So
Oh, no.
financially,
Hey guys, Morgan, happy Thanksgiving,
Morgan.
everybody. This happened a long time ago. When I was a kid, they'd be talking about college. You're like in 5th grade.
Here we go.
You're like, bro, I'm just trying to like hang out, and they're trying to get you to take tests, and especially for boys, like it's not really something that gonna grab them right off. I mean, college is great if you want to be an engineer or a doctor and stuff, but like I remember our oldest coming home and he was stressed out one day. I think he was in 6th grade or something. Alicia, do you remember? 5th grade. And he's like, he didn't know what he wanted to be. And I'm
Right.
like, bro, you're in 5th grade, like chill.
Right.
You don't have to know, but So, oh my gosh, we need electricians, we need plumbers.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
We need all sorts of, trades that are out there that make a bunch of money. And,
Totally.
Not everybody wants to go to school for half their life. So anyway, just, tell your kids it's all good. Just chill. Find your path. Go get a job. Find some jobs you don't want to do.
Yep.
Spend some time doing that. Figure
Damn
it
straight.
out. Be a good person. You'll figure it out.
Damn
Love you guys.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Totally. You too, Morgan and Alicia. Totally. It's like, just go out there and live. Have life. You don't have to the world doesn't have to know what it wants to do at 18. Nobody in 18 knows what the freak they want to do. 18's the useless age. Go out. I would, if my son was 18 and he said, I'm going to take this car, I got a job, I saved $20,000 or 18,000 or 10,000 or 4,000, 2,000, whatever, and I'm driving west, I'd be like, freaking that's great. Go.
I'd be like, honey, I miss you.
No, I'd be more thrilled than that if he wanted. Then he's like, I got into UMass Amherst.
No, I would be more happy than that because essentially, like I was saying, like going to a mediocre college for a mediocre degree is like worse than not going to college at all.
Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Hope all the Kenyon College alums are to come for me after this episode. No offense. Sorry. I had an ex-boyfriend who went there. The one who owns our old house.
Wait a second.
The one who owns our old house went to Kenyon.
This is not the massage guy. Guy massaged you and you hooked up with him.
I did not.
Was this the brother of Jeff,
No.
who you...
I did not hook up with him either.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Stop lying about me. If you would like to join us for live streams, you can do that at patreon.com/burnbarrel. If you want to listen to the show for free, burnbarrelpodcast.com, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, etc.